We all struggle with managing money and spending it wisely, especially in today's unpredictable economy. That's why it's more important than ever to budget, calculate, and plan meticulously when it comes to finances. In fact, the earlier you learn to keep track of your finances, the better it will be for you. In this video, we're giving you a roundup of the top 10 practical money skills that we think can help everyone out. Let's get into it. Having a budget. Having a budget is where mindful expenditure actually begins. Having an allocated sum for each of your expenses and keeping your income in mind can really help. For some people, keeping a diary helps, and for some, maybe keeping tabs through a note on your phone could be easier. Having a budget can help you live within your means and not go into debt. You can see whether or not your expenses are within your income. Also, this way you'll be less likely to spend money unnecessarily on impulse. Deciding on how much to save. Saving is very important, another basic money skill all adults should be equipped with. In this comes calculating your savings rate. So, when you've figured out how much you normally spend and how much your budget is, you can see for yourself how much money can be put away in case of a rainy day. A basic way to go about it is to look at your total expenditure, then income. The difference between the two is money that can potentially be saved. A survey in 2019 showed that 45% of American adults didn't save any money at all that year. Don't be like them, please. Understanding banks and the different account types. Banks are a necessary evil. There are a lot of different banks to choose from and different types of accounts you can open. Understanding how banks function is not too complicated, but it is something everyone should know. In an ideal world, these things would be taught at school as they are invaluable life skills, but here we are. There are types of banks too. Some banks are only digital, some are the regular mainstream types, some are credit unions. There are a lot of options to choose from: savings accounts, current accounts, so on and so forth. At the start it can be a little overwhelming if you're not familiar with the terms. That's why you need to be informed and make decisions based on your needs. Go through the different options and make one based on your needs. Keeping money in the bank has a lot of benefits and helps you keep track. Also, surprisingly, makes you less likely to perform wasteful expenditure. Making money aside from your job. Despite what we've been taught to believe, there are good ways to make easy money that aren't illegal and don't involve labor. The main one being investing. Now that we've covered ways to control spending and save, here's an idea what to do with the saved money. Investing in the market. There are again a lot of options here, a lot of markets to invest in. Choose one that seems promising. Compounding is when you reinvest the money you earned through prior investments right back in. In a way, this is kind of like allowing your money to multiply itself without any real effort from your end either. Keep credit cards to a minimum. Credit cards are an underrated source of extra expenses. Many people don't know this, but credit cards incur an annual fee, whether they're being actively used or not. Plus, keeping credit cards can easily place you in debt, and that's something we're trying our best to avoid here. In 2018, bankruptcy cases concerned with credit cards went up a staggering 43%. Paying with cash for everyday expenses saves a lot of hassle and hidden expenditure. Plus, you're more conscious of your spending as you literally see the cash in your hands being given over. Small practices like this lead to overall better mindfulness while handling money. Being mindful of retirement as early as possible. Thinking about the future is never a bad idea, and no, regardless of what anyone tells you, the earlier you start the better. Since we're expected to live roughly until 75, the last part of which will be spent not working, it's never a bad idea to come up with a gameplay. Some things to keep in mind would be how much you want your monthly expenditure to be, at what age do you plan on retiring, and how you plan on gathering the necessary funds by then. An important detail that many miss out on is inflation. The same money several decades into the future is obviously going to have much less value. Want to know more about retiring early? Then check out the video I made about how to retire early on a low income. It should pop up now at the top right of your screen. If you only want to watch it after this video, check out the link in the description. There you can find it as well. Let's continue and go on to the next skill. Managing debt. Debt is almost always seen as something negative and to be avoided as much as possible. But most financially wise people would say that it's a gray area and has the potential to be both. Debt has the potential to completely ruin your finances for decades, but debt that you went into with a plan in mind could jumpstart your success. Alarmingly, up to 49% of all bankruptcy cases can be traced back to personal and vehicle financing debts. Tracking debt is important because with debt comes interest that only increases the more time you take to pay it back. Finding one main source of money. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors, advises that everyone should have more than one source of income. Of course, for most people, there is just one source, and that is their job, but looking at it rationally. Money management is about long-term gratification, thinking about the future, making a few sacrifices today for a better tomorrow. Once you've figured out your main source of income, probably your job, it's time to devise a career progression plan to beat the salary ceiling. A salary ceiling is a legal limit on how much one can earn through their jobs. Getting life insurance. Unlike everything I've said so far, this one's not for you, it's for your loved ones. This is very important given the unfortunate possibility of you meeting an untimely and unforeseen end. Your family will need something to fall back on, especially if you currently have or are planning on having children. Children are going to be very expensive, and those expenses are only going to increase as the child gets older. Deciding to get life insurance can save your family from expenses they can't afford. There are different options to choose from here too. Some popular options include term life insurance and permanent life insurance, which can be used to gather wealth for you too. A survey showed that 40% of Americans who purchased their life insurance policies regretted not having done so at a younger age. Risks are a must. It's important to step out of familiar territory and make choices that are uncertain. After all, nothing great was ever achieved by playing it safe. Risky investments and business ventures resulting in a hit or a miss may scare off most people, but that's why most people won't ever get too rich in their life. Making calculated risks and having a backup plan every step of the way is a tried and tested formula for success. While conventional methods, such as having a steady job and fixed paycheck, may seem attractive and comfy, they won't get you too far. Wealth comes through risks, and it's alright if sometimes those risks don't play out the way you wanted them to. Wealth is not irreplaceable. You can't let fear hold you back if you have big dreams. If it was easy, it wouldn't be as rewarding when you finally get there. That's a wrap for this video. Which one of these tips did you find the most helpful? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.